everyone, I'm Hannah Nordman for Hot Roster Now, and congrats on making it through another week. There's some more big games in the NHL and NBA this weekend as we're down to our last handful of games before the playoffs. But far more important than that, baseball is back. Yes, this Sunday we get a triple header of regular season ball capped off with the reigning World Series champs, the Chicago Cubs, taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. It still feels kind of funny to say, doesn't it? Chicago Cubs, winners of the World Series. The day begins with an AL East showdown between the Yankees and the Rays at the Trop, and in the afternoon we get Madison Bumgarner and Zach Greinke on the mound to kick off their seasons in Arizona. Hot Roster already has 3 baseball cards available for you to play this Sunday, and of course, they'll have new MLB cards every day this season. Over to the games you can play and win tonight. In the NHL, 2 games have quite a bit on the line. First up, the Penguins make a trip to MSG to take on the Rangers. Both of these teams have playoff spots locked up despite the fact the Rangers are sitting in the first wildcard spot. They're 6 points behind the Penguins, who are still battling for home ice advantage, but those Penguins are struggling. They've lost 4 straight and have been down 8 roster regulars, including Evgeny Malkin and Chris Letang. Things aren't so rosy in New York either, though. They've lost 6 of 8 and 7 in a row at home. Definitely not the way you want to be playing heading into playoff hockey. One reason for the woes and someone you want to avoid on Hot Roster cards this weekend is Henrik Lundqvist. In his past 2 games since returning from injury, he's allowed 10 goals on 68 shots, and he's rocking a career-low .911 save percentage. The other game to keep your eyes on is San Jose visiting Calgary. With a win, the Flames officially punched their ticket back into the playoffs. Just 3 points back of the Sharks and 5 points back of home ice advantage, moving up the standings can't be ruled out yet for the young Flames team. The Sharks were sitting pretty atop the Pacific Division most of the season until their untimely slump that's seen them drop 7 of their last 8. Their losing streak, mixed with the 5th worst goals against record in the NHL, has me picking Flames players all night long on Hot Roster. In the NBA, there's a couple of marquee matchups featuring some of the best in the West. First up, my pick for MVP, Russell Westbrook, is hosting the second-place San Antonio Spurs. People keep on doubting him, and he keeps figuring out new ways to shut them up. Wednesday night, he dropped 57 points in his 38th triple-double, the highest point total in a triple-double in NBA history. But there's more on the line in the grand scheme of things. The Thunder sit just 2.5 games back of the Utah Jazz for 4th place and the sweet home court advantage. With 2nd place in the West all but locked up, there's a chance Pop could be resting starters. Then it's the number 1 versus the number 3. Golden State and Houston met up this past Tuesday, and the Warriors breezed by with relative ease. Up 3.5 games over the Spurs, another win tonight could all but lock up their number 1 spot. Tonight's game features the top 4 players in the NBA and made 3-pointers, with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, James Harden, and Eric Gordon ranked in that order. Keep an eye out for them on Hot Roster cards before they pick up some rest games down the stretch. That's it for me. Make sure you check out all of the cards Hot Roster has to offer right now, including NHL, NBA, EPL, and now MLB. And for those of you who don't know what Hot Roster is, check it out. Go to HotRoster.com, download the app, give it a try. It's like no other fantasy game you've ever played. And then for help winning the game, check out Hot Roster today with Cam Stewart and Gary and Thorne every weekday at 4:30 Eastern on Fantasy Sports Network and 6:30 Eastern on Game TV. For Hot Roster Now, I'm Hannah Nordman.